America is in what I can only call an autocorrect mode, where we are seeing the signs on a daily basis, day in, day out, that we are indeed healing as a nation. Now, Ilhan Omar has officially been removed from the Committee of Foreign Affairs. How she got the damn job, I have no idea. I mean, if you know about Ilhan, you know that this is an individual who has a deep disdain for America. She has a genuine hatred for what America represents and stands for. Even as somebody who is not from America, who has a place of power in America, she somehow views us as lesser than. But I digress. This is the real story. Good riddance. Goodbye. Thank God. Arrivederci. Okay? Ilhan, the Democratic platform has had you believe that individuals like yourself actually deserve the positions of power that you're in. You have been deluded into believing that this is what the American people want, is American hating as opposed to America first. Well, turns out that after you clear out enough of the corruption and you allow the people's voices to be heard, the likes of you will no longer have a job. It's truly that simple. Now, this is again early signs, early stages, but we will indeed clear all of this out. Y'all hear the news about the rogue activist judges clearing them out. Y'all are hearing about the cases that are being put together in the DOJ and the FBI's, etc., clearing them out. It will take some time. There's been a lot of damage done over the last few decades, frankly. So be patient, but we're seeing signs of land, folks.
Let's talk about the real Ilhan Omar. See, she was born in Mogadishu, Somalia in 1982, but she wasn't a feed the children Somalian. No, she was part of the privileged elite. See, her father served as a colonel in the Somalian National Army during the rule of Siad Barre, the military dictatorship in which human rights organizations have documented severe abuses, including mass killings, torture, and widespread destruction of civilian infrastructure. Civilian deaths estimated as high as 200,000 people. But that's not all. When the regime fell and Somalia descended into civil war, her family fled. They spent years in a refugee camp in Kenya before they were granted asylum into the United States. Later, she became a naturalized citizen. Fast forward, in the United States, she aligned herself with the Justice Democrats, the same political action committee that held casting calls to find AOC and Rashida Tlaib. And they aligned perfectly with the ideology she grew up with in Somalia and promotes today in Minnesota. See, the sweeping structural reform and expanded government authority in areas like policing, economics, and foreign policy. Some may even say that the turmoil and chaos in her city looks a lot like the beginnings of a civil war. Isn't it funny how people's worldview is shaped by their early environment? The question is this what we need in America right now?
So Ilhan Omar is currently battling a lot of backlash right now, and a lot of people are beginning to petition for her to leave the seat, right? And people are even saying that she should be deported, and why some people are saying no, she has done so much that she shouldn't be deported. A lot of things have been going on back and forth, and right now people are beginning to ask questions. Is this really a political strategy, or is this a political target on her, or is it something that she has done that she really really has to bear the consequences of her actions? Well, I know that by now some of you must have seen the videos online, between her and Trump and everything going on, and the way her response was given and all. And a lot of people are saying that you are not supposed to speak that way to the president of the country, right? And some people are saying that she there is a possibility she can't even say such a thing in her own country, but she will come to other people's country and she will speak like that to the president of the country. Well, right now, in as much as a lot of people have so much to say, I'm just going to let the rest of the videos play out while we watch, and then we come back and discuss about this more. If you're new here, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments in the comment section. Alright, so the original creator of these videos, I'll let the rest of the videos play and then we come back. Let's watch.
Imagine yelling at the President of the United States as he brings up the fact that the people you brought to the United States stole billions of dollars of our taxes.
Ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Truly, at this point, just deport this woman. Truly, just get her out of here. The lack of respect, honestly, the gall, because you should be grateful you're not in handcuffs. You should be grateful. We know you're involved. You mean to tell me your actual, literal cousins stole billions of dollars and you have the nerve to scream? Not only are you riling people up to protest against the ICE agents that are going into your city to remove the people suspected of this fraud, but then you scream at the president? Why is she here? At what point does the left realize, do you guys not see that these people are inflamed, are insane? Get her out of here. We don't need her here, truly.
Great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe.
Maya Angelou said it clearly. When a person shows you who they are, believe them the first time. How many times these people got to show us that they are for the illegal aliens first and their bank accounts first? Catch it. Sadly, some citizens have scales on their eyes.
So tonight I'm inviting every legislator to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement,
wait for it,
then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
My mama is one of the most discerning women I know, and she always tell me, baby, a pair of lips can say anything, but action speaks louder than words. And President Donald Trump just did a checkmate on all of them. He drew a line in the sand, baby. You don't stand, you're telling all of America, regardless of which side of the aisle they are on, I'm not for you. By sitting down, they said, we will protect, we will align ourselves with people that came into the country illegally over the American citizens, the taxpayers that pay their bills. Check to the mate. I believe Trump was trumping on that.
Deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal.
Not Miss Representative Ilhan Omar, negative thousands net income, but now filthy, stinking rich, over $30 million of taxpayer money, allegedly. I mean that her brown behind can't get the American dream, and neither can me or you, because it's so racist in this country. Yet she is sitting her hijab behind in Congress. Her and Rashida enter into every household in America to lead, allegedly, in one of the highest positions in the land, screaming and yelling at the President of the United States. Can't get no more American dream and freer than that, now can you? I tell you what, that demure turned into the demon real quick. They manifesting.
Sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country. They're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I loved that speech. Trump made them suffer every minute of that speech. It was a master speech. Trump demonstrated how much Democrats care about illegal immigrants over American citizens. Ilhan Omar is upset that Trump is saying we're getting rid of sanctuary cities that protect illegal immigrants. Why would another country protect invaders of its country? That's saying, like, if someone broke into my house, I'm going to protect them from the law. I'm not going to call the cops on them. I'm going to protect them in my house. The logic just doesn't make sense with Democrats. It just doesn't. They're just, I don't know what's wrong with them. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Hit that follow button. We'll see you in the next video.
Should Ilhan Omar be deported?
Yes, 100%.
I say yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Should Ilhan Omar be deported?
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely 100%.
Yeah, and her brother, because we don't separate families or marriages.
The way that Ilhan was screaming at Trump during he is the president of the United States, the freaking president of the United States. The way that she was yelling at him, that's how she embodies who these people really are. They have no respect for authority. They are not grateful. The absolute freaking scum is what you are. Why would you yell at the president of this country that you want to be a part of? You and your weird looking family. Your weirdness surrounding your brother and marrying him and all that crazy crap. While she was yelling at him, if you look at her eyes, you can see the demon in her. Look at her eyes. These people have no good in them. No good in them at all. When Trump said they bring no value, he is telling the freaking truth. What are they doing over here? They absolutely hate you. They hate you, white man. They hate you, white woman, black man, black woman, Mexicans. They hate y'all. They hate Americans, but they want to be over here because they want to benefit off the backs of what your brothers, your husbands, the men in your life have done, built this great nation. And regardless of how people feel about Trump, he is the best that we have. And I love Trump. I ain't gonna front. I love Trump. I'm gonna always be a Trump supporter like we used to be back in the day when all the black people loved Trump. Let's not forget about that. Absolutely love my president. And we have to pray for him, y'all. Because what would compel you to yell like that but a demon? These people are not grateful. They're taking over our country, not just the Somalis. I'm talking about all of the Indians that are here. The call to prayer that they had in New York, where he was saying, we're taking over. You, New York, we're taking over. Yeah. And it's just happening. It's just happening. Nobody's doing anything. All of that expensive real estate. Can you imagine even being there and those stupid call to prayers at 5 a.m.? Christians don't even impose. You know why? Because the Bible says you go to that city, you preach the word. After 2 times, if they don't want to hear you, you shake the dust, you leave the dust there, you go to another city. But they're bringing that wickedness here. And the fact that she felt like she couldn't even talk like that in her country, let alone yell at the world leader, at our world leader of the free world. These people are sick, twisted, and demented. They have a depraved mind, the Bible says. That was so disgusting to see her with them black eyes and that nose pointing down to her lip like that, with that weird face. How in the world are we going to get these people out of office? They have no right to be there.
Any regrets at all about the interaction we played between you and President Trump just last night?
I do not. And I think many people look at that moment when the president says it is our responsibility to protect Americans. And he does not acknowledge the fact that 2 Americans, 2 of my constituents, 2 of our neighbors were killed. And it was important for me to just remind the American people that the president and his administration was responsible for killing 2 American citizens.
Yeah, Omar is currently in the middle of a very big controversy in the United States, and many people are talking about her actions and statements because they believe some of the things she has said and done have created anger, division, and frustration among many Americans. As she is a Somali born politician who first came to the United States as a refugee when she was young after her family fled the civil war in Somalia. And over time, she built a life in America, became a citizen, got involved in politics, and eventually rose to become a member of the United States Congress, representing the state of Minnesota, which made her one of the first Somali American and Muslim women to ever hold such a powerful political position in the country. And while many people saw her rise as a powerful example of opportunity in America and celebrated her success story, others began to criticize her strongly because of the political views she expressed and the positions she took on many issues, especially immigration, foreign policy, and government institutions, which quickly made her one of the most controversial political figures in modern American politics. Because critics say that instead of showing appreciation for the country that welcomed her and gave her the chance to succeed, she has often made statements that sound very critical of the United States and its system. And one of the biggest controversies came from her strong criticism of immigration enforcement agencies, especially ICE, which stands for Immigration and Custom Enforcement, because she once spoke about the idea of dismantling or abolishing ICE and dramatically restructuring immigration enforcement in America. And when many Americans heard this, they reacted with strong anger because they believe agencies like ICE are necessary to protect the country's borders, enforce immigration laws, and maintain order in the immigration system. So, for many critics, it sounded like she was supporting policies that could weaken border control and make immigration laws harder to enforce, which immediately sparked political backlash from politicians, media commentators, and ordinary citizens who said her ideas were dangerous or irresponsible. While at the same time, her supporters defended her by saying that she was simply criticizing what she believes are harsh immigration practices and that she was advocating for reforms that treat immigrants with more fairness and dignity. And because immigration is already one of the most heated and emotional political topics in the United States, every statement she makes about it tends to spread rapidly across social media and news outlets, creating large arguments between people who support her and people who strongly oppose her views. And the controversy around her does not stop there because she has also faced questions and criticism related to financial disclosure and accusation from political opponents who say there should be investigation to her finances and wealth, with some political figures calling for authorities to examine whether everything in her financial records has been properly reported, which added another layer of controversy because whenever questions about money and transparency come up in politics, it quickly becomes a national story, even if no wrongdoing has been proven. And these accusations have been used by critics to argue that public officials should always be completely transparent about their financials, while her supporters argue that these investigations are politically motivated attempts to damage her reputation because she is such a vocal and high profile figure. And in addition to these issues, she has also been involved in public disputes with other politicians in Congress, while where some lawmakers have tried to punish her politically or remove her from important committees because they say some of her past statements about international politics or American institutions were inappropriate or offensive, which then created even more public arguments in Washington because her allies say these punishments are unfair and politically driven, while her critics say elected officials should be held accountable for the things they say. And beyond political battles inside government, there have also been dramatic public incidents that placed her back in the headlines, including moments when protesters, disruption, or heated confrontations occurred during events connected to her, which only increased the level of attention and controversy surrounding her political career. And because she is one of the most visible immigrant politicians in the United States, every controversy around her becomes amplified far beyond what happened with many other members of Congress. As news channels, political commentators, and social media users constantly debate her actions, analyze her speech, and argue about whether she represents progress and change or whether she represents ideas that many Americans strongly disagree with. And this constant spotlight means that even some small events connected to her can quickly turn into national debates that involve discussions about immigration, identity, race, religion, politics, and the future direction of the United States, which is why she continues to remain at the center of controversy year after year, with some people praising her as a courageous voice for immigrants and marginalized communities, while others criticize her as someone whose statements and actions often create unnecessary division and tension in American politics. And because these arguments are so intense and emotional, the debate around her rarely fade away completely, meaning that every new statement, policy positions, or public event connected to her tends to restart the conversation again and again, keeping her firmly in the spotlight as one of the most talked about and controversial political figure in the country today. So, guys, right now, a lot of people are really standing against her and saying that they need her to be removed from the Congress and all. A lot of people are saying that they need her to be deported. While her supporters are saying no, that she is one of the people who speak up against immigration, wrongful immigration, and deportation, and every other thing that they think she stands against. Well, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. Alright, meant to original creators of these videos, thank you so much for watching this one, and I will see you in the next. Bye.